to a new goals review this time of month, May. And I have to say, I have quite a lot of goals, so because I'm really making small progress on all of them, it was several months until now I felt like there wasn't that much movement yet. I have completed a few goals, but yeah, I didn't really feel like, oh, things are happening. But this month definitely, because I've completed one goal that I wasn't even aware of. And I have 3 goals that are almost completed. They will probably complete in the first week of June. Definitely very soon, and that feels really exciting. But I think we're just getting started, updating you on the goals that I'm still currently working on. First one in the category free time is to read 24 books, and I've now read 21, so I'm very close. I am actually currently reading 2 books that I'm like, I think the Hercule Poirot book, I only need 30 pages until I'm done. And the other one, I'm at 60%, so I definitely think I will be able to finish that next week. And then, yeah, I would say probably in the second week of June, I will have completed that goal, and that is so cool. I often complete that reading goal by June, so yeah, so really happy. In my travel category, I have the goal to finish the A1.2 course in Spanish in Bubble, and I'm so close. Oh my goodness, I have completed 59 of 61 lessons. So have only 2 left. I think I will be able to finish that next week. And I'm really looking forward to take a break after that. It is a lot of fun, but I think especially the last 2 lessons have been quite more in detail, a bit more complicated. I definitely feel like things are not really integrated yet, so I'm really looking forward to finish it and then having a break. I still will continue doing things, but they also have like not the regular courses, but they also have topics. So for example, for the A1 level, they have, I think, 24 lessons like with grammar, and I think I will do that, revising what I have learned instead of like hopping on to the next one. I don't even know if I say I'm gonna work on the next course in A2 this year, or if I'm saying I take a break. I'm guessing in fall I'm motivated again to continue, but I definitely need a break. I definitely can feel like I want a break. I feel like I can review some vocabulary, learn some new words, but I'm a bit like, let's celebrate before hopping on to the next goal. In my home category, I want to make my home feel like a cottage, and one of the first parts I'm still working on is a bit like having a more regular tidy and cleaning schedule, but also like decluttering. I don't have to declutter that much, but it's still like there's something here and there's something there. I still haven't really gotten through the whole home. And this month I started a routine that I didn't do before. Well, I did it sometimes, but not always. I use I think it's called Routinery app, where you can have like create a routine and it kind of like nudges you every time the timer is up and you do the next thing. And I have like an after dinner routine. So usually what I do is after I've ate my dinner, I do my Spanish course. Either I do the course, like one lesson, or I'm reviewing the vocabulary. Then I read for 10 minutes, and then I watch Heisann for 10 minutes because she's my favorite YouTuber. And then I drink a glass of water, get my planner, and then I tidy up the kitchen for 10 minutes. I first started with 6 minutes of tidying up, and then I increased to 10 just to realize, oh, I'm actually finishing the kitchen earlier. So that kind of spilled over into starting to clean the surface of the washing machine. Then the next day I cleaned the sink in the bathroom, and then another day I did the toilet, and then I cleaned the shower. And it kind of like snowballed into something. So while I didn't finish everything I wanted to do here in the living room, I still feel like this is a habit that has started to become more integrated, and I definitely feel like I'm on a good way. In my love category, I'm working on self-love, self-care, and secure attachment. And this is something a very broad goal that I don't have like certain things that I want to do. It's more like a weekly focus. And in May, I really had to work on resting actually. I had several things in my life that made me feel very overwhelmed. Even though I was able to process everything, I still could feel like my body needed much longer to kind of like process it. And I had to learn to take breaks and doing much less than I had planned to for probably 2 weeks before I felt like normal again. And sometimes that happens, and I'm just really proud that I listened to my inner voice, because that's kind of like one of the goal in it, to have a better connection to myself and my intuition. And yeah, very happy with the progress for this month. I read the book The Vagus Nerve Reset. I really enjoyed that book, so I'm kind of would like to work on that in June, mid-June, end of June, something like that. I have a second goal in that category, and that is to learn how to manifest. And that's also a bit like general and woo-woo, but this month I worked on listening to the Tara Burnett Mindset podcast. That really helped me to look at things a bit differently, changing a bit the mindset and beliefs. One thing that I felt like has been super helpful are affirmations. So instead of like having affirmations that I find a bit more tricky to believe in, it actually asks you, for example, why is it so easy to lose weight now? Or why I'm really happy right now? And then your brain is kind of like forced to look for evidence for that question, and have used it like as a journaling exercise every morning, writing down a few of these questions and answering them. And it really has started to shift something in me already, where I'm seeing that some beliefs that are really tricky to let go have started to shift. And also in that podcast, she's also talking about neutralizing things instead of like attaching meaning to something, and often like obviously a negative one, really working on neutralizing it and saying, this doesn't mean anything, this is neutral, and then maybe giving a new meaning. But the first step is always to neutralize it, and that's also something I've worked on. And I definitely feel like, even though I didn't do my manifestation routine so much because I was really tired, so I skipped it often, I still feel like I've done a lot in that area, learning to live with the end in mind instead of like really wanting something, learning to detach. So there was a lot happening this month, and I'm really grateful for the progress. In my social category, my goal is to be a good friend and to find 2 new friends. I'm still on the hunt for new friends. I've met several ones, so we'll just see how it gonna kind of develops. But I had like a very social May. I saw several friends. I went to the museum with my friend Rachel. I also went to a book publishing event with a friend. And I would say I was really happy with my social life this month. I definitely see that friendship has changed for me, because I see that I want like some emotional connection. That's the first thing. We obviously have something to talk about or do something, like there must be some mutual interest in something. But then there's also something about reciprocity. And I mean, everyone is different, everyone has different capacities, different life situations. So I do see people who kind of like don't put a similar energy in it as I do, kind of like fall away or fade out over time, because I'm just not running after them anymore. I'm just like seeing what they offer after I have met them and propose to meet, then I'm kind of like step back and see what comes from them. Are they interested in meeting? And this is still something I'm really figuring out. It's not that easy, but I kind of like know where I'm going and what I want. Now our last category is health, and here I have 3 goals. The first one is to finish the bikini series, and I've done like an 8-week tone it up bikini series, but I didn't do a lot of tone it up because currently I can't train like that. But I've been super consistent in May. Like I think I've completed 10 workouts, so usually like 2 or 3 per week, and it definitely feels very sustainable. Obviously I would like to work out more, but that's what my body can do right now and stays injury free, so I'm very grateful for that. I finished week 7 now, so next week I will complete it. The second goal in that category is to complete 100 workouts, and as I said, this month I did 10, so I'm now at 48%. I've completed 48 workouts for this year, and the plan is to do 100, so probably in 5 more months, in October or November, I will finish this goal, and I think that's so cool. It is a really fun goal. It's very like measurable. It really emphasizes to be sustainable and to be consistent instead of like doing a lot and then nothing. And yeah, we're just gonna see how it progresses. And the third goal in this category is I nourish, support, and trust my dream body in a compassionate and consistent way. So that area was very interesting because I cancelled my membership in the Balance 365. I felt like I was ready to leave. I felt like I've learned what I needed and I can go now by myself. It was a bit sad to leave, especially because the program doesn't allow you to say goodbye. You're not allowed to say goodbye in the group, and you're not allowed to say like having your last coaching call either, and that felt really sad. I have to say I was like I was really disappointed because I've been in that membership for 2 years, and you feel like you are connected to your coaches and you're connected to members there. You see some names popping up all the time, and it's not like that a big coaching group. I think they're around 700 people. I think it was sad to not being able to say goodbye, and I really felt like, oh, I'm just valuable when I'm paying something, but I'm not valuable when I'm leaving. And that also was something that I had to kind of process in that month. I was a bit unsure how the Fridays would go because I usually have coaching on Fridays, but now thinking about it, now at the end of the month, there was no problem at all. So that is fine. I don't feel like I missed it in any way, so it was definitely the right decision. And I think from my behavior, I'm doing really well, like with eating and moving my body. I'm really moving into I'm really into intuitive eating right now, but also kind of like intuitive movement is more and more coming, that I try, instead of like having fixed days when I train, rather to say, okay, this today, how does my body feel? Can we do a strength workout? Can we go for a walk? Or do we just need rest? And a little bit more look at what my body needs right now. So that's kind of like both areas I'm doing really well, and I'm very happy with the progress that I made there. One goal that I actually completed this month was my finance goal, and it was to save 60,000 Norwegian kroner, which is funny because when you look through my weekly reviews, it's always like no progress made, nothing done here. And it's mostly because I wanted to get back into a rhythm where I'm writing down my expenses, but I have my automatic savings. So in the end, I've reached my goal without doing anything in it. And I was surprised when I checked my account today. I'm like, oh yeah, you actually completed that. I wasn't prepared for that, but it's also funny to see sometimes you reach goals just by doing something automatically. And I have to say, although I have finished that goal, I still would like to get back into a routine where I'm writing down my expenses. I definitely would like to get back into this habit. So we'll see how we're gonna do it. Maybe in the end of June or July we could start with that again. But I think with that we are done with the review of May. As you can see, I'm so close to completing 3 other goals in the beginning of June probably. I have completed one, so it's going really well. And I'm so happy with the progress, all the energy and time I'm putting into. I definitely can see the results of it. And thank you so much for watching and staying tuned on my goal setting journey. And I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. I see you very soon. The surface of the washing machine, the next time the sink, the next time the toilet, the next time the